Let's move on to Gaza now. At least 10 Palestinians were reported killed on Friday when they were in a queue for rations in Gaza. The United Nations has said that the incident is similar to 800 previous deaths in the span of last 6 weeks. Gaza health authorities claim that the Palestinians were killed while waiting at a distribution point near the southern city of Rafah. The violence unfolded as negotiators from Israel and Hamas were locked in indirect talks in Qatar to try to agree on a temporary ceasefire in the more than 21-month conflict. Now, Israel's military has said that it issued new instructions to its troops following repeated reports of fatalities. Hamas has said that the free flow of aid is a main sticking point in the talks as Gaza's more than 2 million residents face a dire humanitarian crisis of hunger and disease amid the grinding conflict. Israel began easing of more than 2-month-long blockade of aid in late May and formed a new US-backed organization called the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. The new distribution system has since then replaced the territory's vast United Nations-led aid delivery network, and there were several instances where the Israeli forces opened fire on people seeking aid. Early on Thursday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that he hoped a deal for a 60-day pause in the war could be struck in the coming days, and that he would then be ready to negotiate a more permanent end to the hostilities. Parallel to the ceasefire talks, Israel and Hamas continue to engage each other in the war zone as various explosions were heard in the Gaza Strip. The sky above Gaza Strip turned orange as plume of smoke was seen rising after a loud bang. The cause of the explosions were not immediately clear, and there are no immediate reports of casualties. Meanwhile, the IDF has said that it eliminated 6 senior militants of Hamas's naval commando unit in a joint operation, adding that the militants were reportedly planning terror activities at sea against Israeli civilians and security forces during Operation Swords of Iron. The IDF further said that several of the eliminated militants were involved in the planning of October 7, 2023 attack, and that it will continue to target Hamas's naval force, including vessels and weapons storage facilities. Mourners took part in the funeral of 23-year-old Palestinian who was beaten to death by Israeli settlers. According to the Palestinian Health Ministry, Aif al-Din Kamil Abdul Karim Musalat was killed in the town of Sinjil, north of Ramallah.
Settlers took control of 5,600 dunams of land belonging to the village of Al-Mazra al-Sharqiyya, classified as A and B. When the local residents went to their farms and homes to see what had happened, suddenly settlers arrived and sprayed them with pepper spray and started beating them with sticks. One young man was killed and approximately 30 others were injured.